Hi, I'm Will, and this is the 31 Days of Lifetime, a sort of advent calendar for Christmas helpers. I've made it my mission to watch every single offering in Lifetime's 2020 holiday catalog, but I won't be doing it alone. Each day I'll be joined by a special guest or guests who will help me dig into these instant Christmas classics. Today I am joined by the loves of my lifetime, Nick Johnson and Emma Rund.
Merry Christmas, Will.
Merry Christmas, Will.
Merry Christmas, Emma. Merry Christmas, Nick. We are going to be discussing the 15th film in Lifetime's lineup, Homemade Christmas. Every year, Megan, an ambitious young woman, uses the weeks leading up to Christmas to become the ultimate holiday freelance assistant for hire, helping with any Christmas-related tasks for extra income. But when the opportunity arrives to save a Christmas party and dazzle her crush, she must choose between the man of her aspirations and Mr. Right. Homemade Christmas premiered on November 22nd, and it stars Michelle Argreece and Travis Nelson. Okay, so what is your guys' relationship with Lifetime Christmas movies?
I don't know if I've ever watched a Lifetime Christmas movie before Homemade Christmas.
I think it was in the background maybe, but I was more of a Hallmark kind of watcher.
A Hallmark fan. Oh, interesting. On a Lifetime series. Wow. Okay.
Sorry.
Would you say, as someone who's watched Hallmark movies, would you say that there's that much of a difference? Could you tell that this wasn't a Hallmark production, or could it have easily just fit in there?
Oh, there's absolutely no difference. It's the same.
What did you guys think of our two leads? It could be acting, or it could be like the character's arc. We can get into both of those aspects of the two of them.
Okay, I have some character comments. I hate Megan. I hate her character. She is just so she seems like one of those people, and I think it's the writer's fault and not the actress's fault. Is just she's one of those people who is puts on this guise of selflessness, I'm a magical Christmas helper, but she just wants to feel needed and wants people to compliment her and admire her, which can relate, but there was no substance to her. She was really, not that I expected a whole lot of substance out of a Lifetime Christmas movie, but she was just very only cared about the superficial things, I guess.
My thing with Megan is that she gives her services for free during Christmas. So it's why have a Christmas business if you're not making any money? And then she has the chance to get this money from this one person who doesn't know who she is. And then she's like, maybe I'll do it. And I'm like, this is when you can do things. You have no other job, you said.
Yeah, he's like, because I'm paying you, I get to control your life. You can't do anything else. And she's like, I can do what I want with my time. And I'm like, that's right. This movie doesn't make any sense.
So she was kind of one note. They tried to give her depth, but didn't really succeed. I also think, they always just cast pretty. So that is unfortunate. Even if they did give her a lot of depth, I don't know if Miss Michelle Argreece was up to the task.
Speaking of just casting pretty and lack of depth and whatnot, can we talk about why was the store assistant not our main character? First of all, this movie is just so incredibly white, and all the white men looked exactly the same.
And they had similar names. Don't name your two competing love interests Kurt and Chase. I was like, this is my thing. I think the store assistant should have been the lead girl, the actor. But I think that the story should have just said, this is a story about Kurt, because he was the one who grew. Yeah. He was the one who all of the characters had to do with. And then his goal worked out in the end. She didn't really have a goal. She
fell into the trap that so often happens, where writers will write a main character that is like themselves and therefore does nothing and things just happen to them. It's a really common trap in writing, is just to write a character that is representative of yourself. And when you do that, that character has a tendency to be really passive and to not actually want anything or do anything, because when you think of your own life, you tend to think of things happening to you rather than you doing things.
But meanwhile, I thought Chase did things. I thought that character was a lot more likable than she was. And I also think the world of the movie was for him because every character was a white dude. While we're on the topic of those side characters, we talked a little bit about our two leads. What did you think of the supporting group of people that surrounded mostly Kurt, but also kind of Megan?
Well, there was Megan's one friend who was part of whatever.
Like kind of like a best buddies kind of.
Yeah, best buddies situation.
Little brother, little sister, little sibling, something.
Yeah, she was. I didn't like her either. I didn't like any of the women in this movie, except for the store helper. I kind of liked her, but she kind of looked like she was second in line to get the leads part. And then they were like, we'll just put you in this role instead.
You looked exactly like her. You're right.
They were so similar looking. It was horrifying. She also had this very weird, like, she was trying to convince Megan to, like, go on a date and then also, like, work on her business. I just wanted to, like, look at her and be like, you do realize that there is not enough time in the day for this woman to do all the things you're advising her to do.
After one event, they had like a pop-up event where they sort a small donation-based fundraiser before the big fundraiser, and then the friend texts her and is like, we're still 1,300 down, and I'm like, why are you, she's literally on a date that you told her to go on, so why are you doing this? Also, other side characters, very small, is whenever she first meets Kurt and she's like, I'm fixing the tree, but he doesn't know it. And then the real marketing manager, she comes out. She looks like and acted like Cece from The Nanny. And that's all I thought of. And I was hoping that she would be here for more of the movie, and she never was.
Yeah, I was sad she wasn't around for more. One, because there were no women in this movie. And also, I felt like it would have added some tension that didn't have to do with, like, what man will she choose?
I think there were lots of little points in the movie where they just, like, glossed over any possible conflict.
Oh, yeah.
But I think that was one of the biggest ones, is like, you're just going to pay this woman who knows nothing about marketing to pretend to be your marketing coordinator. And
Right.
the real marketing coordinator who was hired to do this is just going to go quietly. Like, what?
Well, also, did they not pay her in advance? You would think they would have paid her something up front. How did you feel about their chemistry? Did you feel like these two had good chemistry? There are a couple moments of that tension when they cover each other in, was it paint or whipped cream?
I think that was like pottery stuff.
I don't know. I think they had some, like, cute flirtatious moments.
I felt like it was so, I mean, it was contrived because that's these movies are like, let's find love anywhere. But at the beginning, he was kind of a jerk.
Yeah, and also his kind of storyline of, like, not hating Christmas, but being like, oh, you're too Christmassy at the beginning doesn't make any sense, because then in the middle he's like, oh, Christmas means so much to me because my mom worked so hard to get me a baseball mitt. So do you like Christmas or not? Like, are you a Grinch or are you not?
If they made him a Grinch, that would really villainize him. If someone doesn't like Christmas, they are the villain. How distracting was it for you guys? It was distracting for me. Whenever they would talk about being an American-made business, when they were all incredibly Canadian. I would say the most Canadian cast that's ever been assembled in one of these movies.
I will say I was not distracted by that, but now that you say it, I'm like, that's pretty funny.
Speaking of Canadians, speaking of our actors, I've been playing an IMDb trivia game with people. So for you guys, I really was scraping the bottom of the barrel for some of these questions because these people have not done much. But I've got some facts about their IMDb. It's your job to match up who you think goes with those facts. There are 3 questions. One of them, 2 of the people fit into. I'm going to tell you which. First one.
I don't know if names.
Oh, you can just use character names.
I don't even know if I remember.
Oh, well, then that's fine. Then you can describe them.
See when we get there.
Okay, here's the first one. This person stars in a web series about a same-sex affair. Pretty racy stuff for any of these people.
I feel like maybe it's the guy who is Chase.
I was thinking the same thing. It's the cheekbones.
It is the lead. It is Kurt, which is very surprising to me.
Wow.
The show is called I Am Sid Stone. It was a short film, and now it is a series that hasn't been released and does not have a release date. So maybe it will never happen. Okay, this next one has acted in multiple French language series in Canada.
Is the friend with the nice beard, is that Mike?
Yes, that's Mike.
All right, I think him.
I'm gonna guess Megan's friend, who looks a lot like her.
That is Mike and Chase have both acted in French language series. Not in big
Wow.
roles, but they have both been in them. Okay, and the last one. Credited as being in 12 episodes of General Hospital.
Megan.
Yeah, she's the soapiest of anyone
Yep.
there. A fun game learning about these people who I will probably never see in another anything. So, before we wrap up, I've got a couple questions about the movie. Just opinion questions. First, we've got Travis Nelson, that's his name, as Kurt. On a scale from 1 to 10, how dateable is the character?
I'd say 6.
I think I'd give him a 7.
Like, if I met him only with the same interactions that Megan did, I would not go on a date with him. But, like, later when he was like, I love Christmas too, and we went to a Pottery Barn, yes, I would go on a date with him.
So you're looking for a man who loves Christmas and pottery. Emma, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think if I went on the same journey with him that Megan did, I would probably, by the time I think that he splashed hot cocoa on himself for the kid, I would be like, okay, I would give you a shot. I wouldn't be like, I have such a huge crush on you, like I must have you. But like, if he asked me out after that point,
So you're looking for a man who throws hot drinks on his crotch. Take notes, people at home. And then the final question, maybe the most important thing. Who do you think is the MVP in this movie? Could be an
In
actor,
what?
could be a character, whatever.
In what?
Could be the
Like,
funniest person, the person who does the most.
Hottest? Is that possible?
Yeah, if you want, who cares?
I have 2 answers for this. I think realistically, the actor who played Kurt was the best, I think. But then at the same time, I just wanted to see so much more of the store clerk. She needed a bigger part, and so I would nominate her as MVP.
Yeah, I mean, I'd agree with Kurt as the main force of this whole movie of happening. He does everything versus what you said with Megan just having to her. But I would like to see more of Mike because 1, he's gorgeous. 2, he had a level head. He was the one that was like, we need to do this, we need to do this. So I think on a level-headed MVP, he gets that one.
Yeah, Mike and Kurt were definitely the couple I was rooting for the most. Well, where can people find you guys if they want to follow you this holiday season and beyond?
You can follow me at Nicholas Flamel828 at Instagram.
And you can follow me at Emma Sophie Rund with a PH in Sophie on Instagram. Or if you want some bookish related content, you can find me as A Huge Book Nerd on YouTube or Instagram.
Emma, Nick, thank you guys so much for being here. And thank you for watching. I'll be back tomorrow to discuss Dear Christmas with Olivia Evans and Gwen Burton. And every day this month to talk about a different Christmas flick. If you had a holly jolly time watching this video, you can go ahead and hit that like button. And if you want to follow me into my descent into Lifetime Madness, you can subscribe and press that little bell icon, because every time a bell rings, you'll get notified about a new video that I post. Thanks for watching. Merry Christmas.